my God, did you give into societal pressure and have children? I'm not gonna shade you, girl. If you did, then I hope they're great. I hope you're enjoying them. First of all, respect your elders. Giving me too much neck. Hallease, that's too much neck. Hey everyone, I'm Hallease. I'm a filmmaker, storyteller, interneter. And on this channel, I document my chaotic good life. And I am 35. And when I was 30, I made a video asking my 35-year-old self, so the current me, questions. Dear 35-year-old Hallease, girl, 35, which is not that far away. I mean, like, what is 5 years, really? It's like not that far away, but also far away at the same time. 35-year-old Hallease, how you doing, girl? How are you doing? Are you okay? Yes, 30-year-old Hallease, I am okay. It's been a hard year. I will definitely say that 34 can kick rocks and 2025 can also kind of kick rocks. You, I, we, because you are me and I am you. We went through it this year, but overall, you know what I'm saying? God is good. We're okay. And let's start easy. Let's start with the easy stuff. Did you cut your hair? No, I didn't cut my hair, as you can see, and it grew. Good job. I have promised myself that I won't cut my hair until I'm 40. You are halfway to 40. Did you give up on that and just cut it anyway? Girl, for a hot second, for a solid like 3 years, every other week, I would just be like, I could get these scissors though. I could get these scissors though. A lot of times with things like that, what it really is that you're just trying to exert some kind of control over your life. At this point, I feel like I'm gonna make it to 40, I think. And what's even crazier is now there's like a couple of gray hairs just like in there. Girl, aging is wild. Are you still married? Not that I'm trying to, you know, foreshadow terrible things or something like that, but you can be married to the right person and it still be hard. And you still have to work through things and you're still two people living your own lives and running your own race and trying to run your race with each other, you know? So officially we just had our 14th anniversary being married. But yeah, I mean, he's still your best friend. He's still your favorite person. And now that we're older, more mature as well, the language that we've both developed to be in disagreement in a respectful way as well. Not that we weren't then either, but we were going through a lot of relearning to be together around that time, post the shambles of the house and all of that. And then on top of that, the panorama was really getting going by the time I made this video too. So it was a lot. Speaking of friends, are you still friends with Evelyn? Do y'all still talk? I hope so. Me and Evelyn are still very much friends. We have monthly coffee dates via the internet where we just talk to each other for an hour. I think one thing that's been really interesting is that you've actually been very intentional about maintaining the friendships that really matter to you as you've gotten older now, even though a lot of your really good friends, you don't live in the same state as them anymore. Did you leave Texas and then come back? Ooh. Ooh, ooh, infinitely many storylines are possible. No, so I left Texas and have not gone back. We are now in Atlanta, Georgia. We've been here for a little over 2 years now. The question isn't to ask, do you like Atlanta of somebody? It's more to ask, does Atlanta like you? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, thankfully, for the most part, Atlanta seems to like me. I don't know if Atlanta likes Mr. Hallease. I don't think it does. I think Atlanta's deciding. Atlanta's still like, girl, and because of that, Mr. Hallease responds in kind. Every now and then Atlanta does throw me a little curveball and is like, don't get too comfortable with me though. I'm still chaotic. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Did you leave and did it help, you know, with that sort of baseline of being scared, tired, and angry that you have? Did that scared, tired, or angry baseline kind of finally come down a little bit? It's a little better here in Georgia. The struggle is that anywhere you go, at least in the United States for sure, there's just gonna be a give and take because the baseline of it all is just a mess. So, oh my gosh, how did Hardly Working go? Ooh, that's a good one. How did Hardly Working go? Was it fun? Because that's the whole point of why we're doing it, is to have some fun. So I did have fun doing it. This Could Have Been an Email. It was originally called Hardly Working. It's the comedy web series that Evelyn and I wrote together. And y'all like showed up and showed out for the crowdfunding, like $50,000 to do 2 episodes. It was so great. It had a crew of 12 people, I think. Shot the pilot, self-funded the pilot episode for it myself. And yeah, I mean, technically I didn't make the money back or whatever. Like on the business side of filmmaking, it wasn't profitable, blah, blah, blah. But going through the experience of doing that was really eye-opening for me. Because for the longest time, I really thought I maybe wanted to be a showrunner, and I'm still open to it. Something I still think about a lot is how, if there's any YouTube executives paying attention to this video, LOL. But I often think about how YouTube and this channel could act as its own sort of mini network, which I think a lot of creatives have already kind of figured that out a little bit, of how to make their channels be, yeah, basically like a mini streamer, you know, and be profitable with it through brands and all of that. But I remember for This Could Have Been an Email, I did approach a few brands for sponsorship, and I was trying to get them to think about the episodes in the same way they would approach a TV show. So I was trying to get them to, you know, let us write their product into the episodes, and that's how they would have their integration be. And I think brands are more open to it now. But at the time, trying to explain that and a brand like understand was very difficult, because they still were just like, but what's the interstitial? But what's this video sponsored by Squarespace of it, you know? Even though for TV shows, that's how they do it. Like they do it more of like, and we're watching an episode of Blackish and we're watching him drive the latest version of the Lexus or something, you know? And yeah, it turns out I can be funny, haha. Not even just in the writing, but in the acting a little bit too. Like, yeah, I can show up and say my lines with a little twang, with a little funny ha-ha twang to it. I haven't made more shows, but I've written more scripts. So Evelyn and I ended up writing a full-length pilot version of This Could Have Been an Email and submitting it to a couple festivals, writing festivals. And because of that, Evelyn ended up going to a writer's retreat on behalf of the show. And Evelyn got a lot of really great insight. We ended up meeting with the WGA East. Yeah, we kind of got soft launched into like the waiting room to be WGA East members. And then also Evelyn and I are currently working on another short film script together, currently called Cold Brew, and it's a spooky one. Are you like on Hulu, Peacock, right? Netflix, you got a Netflix show? I do not have a show on Hulu, Netflix, Peacock, any of the above. No, I'm not on any of them. I don't know if you know about this, Hallease, but there was a writer's strike and an actor's strike and a director's strike. And we all learned that none of them are making money. I remember at this age and in this moment, starting to wonder and really question if it was worth it to pursue filmmaking like for realsies, like pursue it in the traditional sense. I've always been outside of mainstream media, even though I went to school for filmmaking, but just because there just really did not seem to be a place for me in it. And this was also when I was starting to really think about leaving Texas and where I was gonna go, but I didn't want to go to LA. And I'm happy I didn't. That worked out, actually. I've never liked LA. No shade to LA. It's not. If I have to, I don't. How were you when Dakota died? Because she should be gone by now. If she is not gone, and you're 35 and she's still here, that means she's 17. She can't be doing well. Not you shading me for wanting to hold on to our dog. Such a Virgo thing for me to do. All right, yeah, yes, Dakota did die. It was a real bummer, bro. I mean, of course, why wouldn't it be? But I really thought she was gonna stick around a little bit longer, because she was only 13. I forgot what it's called. If I can look it up, I'll look it up and like put it on the screen. But she had this. It was just like her whole equilibrium got effed. It was like, and it happened like that, where she was fine, and then all of a sudden it was as if she had drunk like 5 beers, like slammed 5 beers back to back, and like couldn't stand and like was just constantly dizzy. Some dogs come out of it. She wasn't coming out of it. She was having a really hard time. And so yeah, we ended up putting her down. And it was a sad day. It was really sad to make that decision, but you know, she was your friend. That was your best friend. Like I still think about her and tear up a little bit actually. Mr. Hallease and I always thought of ourselves as a family, like together, and we didn't realize how much it was actually the three of us until she passed away. And then we were like, whoa, our family though, you know? And what's crazy is even though she has never come to Atlanta, I'll swear to God, I will still hear her in the apartment. I like to think her spirit's just like hanging out with me. I also still have dreams where she visits me in my dreams as well. It's very sweet. Like I think she comes to check on me, and I think the last time I told her I was like, girl, I'm good. Thank you for coming to visit me, but you don't have to if you don't need to. Like I am okay. I am. I miss you terribly, but I'm okay. Yeah. Ooh, I'm about to tear up. Damn. Oh my God, did you give into societal pressure and have children? The shade, woo. I'm not gonna shade you, girl. If you did, then I hope they're great. I hope you're enjoying them, or the one, however many there may or may not be. Finally got broken down. Is it because Dakota died? Is it because Dakota died and Mr. Hallease had said years ago, man, once Dakota dies, I think I'll want a kid. And you were like, I'd just get another dog. But he was like, nah, I think when Dakota dies, I'll want kids then. The way I am shading myself is hilariously me, and I love it. We do not have any children, girl. But I will say at the big age that I am now, time is becoming a factor. So now I'm having a lot more serious contemplation about if becoming a parent is something I indeed want or do not want for my life. We've slowly gotten more into child neutral, I would say. The surgery and everything this year. So for y'all watching, I had ACL knee repair surgery this year. You're definitely not having a kid this year, I can tell you that, because I have experienced enough pain for 2025. The United States is really scary right now. Bringing a kid into this just feels, I don't know, feels icky on a lot of levels. What's been interesting is at 35, I think my mom was 34 when she had me, and I'm her second child. Turning 35 has been very interesting because I'm like, whoa. Like, I can't imagine having my nephew and a baby, like, in my life. Because guys, literally, I'm a baby. Literally, goo goo gaga. It's gonna be the blind leading the blind. Don't leave a human in my care. But then I remember I'm 35 and I'm like, right, no, actually, technically, I would be considered a geriatric pregnancy, which is crazy because again, I'm literally a child. So. Did Mr. Hallease finally realize that he should actually follow his passion in his career and leave medicine? Did he get there? Did he figure that out yet? Yes-ish. He's a very practical man, which, you know, now that I'm older, I appreciate about him, actually. He still works as a nurse full-time, but he's also become a lot more focused on making the time he does have free to write matter. And I don't even think you haven't seen any of this. He wrote like 50 short stories. 2 of them got published. How's your body, yaddy yaddy? I'm realizing that aging is like not for the faint of heart. There's a sadness you kind of go through, and I'm going through like a bout of it, of just like, and it's super like, Hallease, shut up. You know what I mean? It's super that, but still, I feel it, you know? I feel it a little bit, aging out, which is such a bummer because for so long, women, we kind of have to, like, we've been taught to kind of like want the eye a little bit, you know? And then you start to age out and you're like, oh no. But you're also fine with it because it's like, you've been off the market for so long anyway. You know what I mean? It's just weird. It's a weird vibe. Getting older is weird. So how are you doing with that? Getting older is weird. What was also really interesting about that time is You felt like you were aging out and you weren't. You were just black in Texas. And I know this now because when I go back to Texas, amen, when I return to Texas and I'm existing in Texas with family and friends, I'm like, right, this is what it is to be here. In that video, I think your boobs are like here and now they're like, boop. Gravity. It's trying to bring me down. I think it was actually right after filming this, you really kind of reconnected with staying physical the way you had before, trying to combat, you know, the genetic predisposition that unfortunately you have to potentially get diabetes. And now we've kind of like stayed in the safety zone, you know what I'm saying? You started doing the intermittent fasting thing, like with gusto for realsies, and you're like the results are actually happening. As soon as you really disconnected the vanity of it from just like, what do I just need to do for my body to function well? The body you wanted came. It's been a very interesting journey of becoming body neutral, disassociating yourself from like what the physical look is and really just going inward about like, but do you feel like you can climb a tree? Do you feel like you can lift 50 pounds? Do you feel like you can engage in physical activity and be fine, you know? Between 30 and 35, you've almost come full circle to when you were like 18, 19 and what was really driving you. Because y'all don't even know. When I was like 17, 18, 19, I was in the gym, bro. And not because I was trying to like look, chaka-chaka, but I just wanted to be strong. And so it's been interesting to just like rediscover that part of myself in the last 5 years and really lean into it. I think that was a switch for you. You started to think about, what does it mean for me to be mobile when I'm 45? And you were already thinking about that here. And so the seeds of that began to plant, and now here you are at 35 with, yeah, again, it's been a rough year. It's been a rough year and you're still actively recovering with this thing. How's the whole being on YouTube thing working out for you? I mean, it's working out pretty well for me right now. So I'd imagine it's doing something decent for you, especially if you're still on it. Yeah, girl, yeah. As you can see, you hadn't hit 100K yet. Dang, you hadn't even hit 100K yet. But yeah, girl, we done hit 100K over here. You know what I'm saying? What else? Girl, YouTube gave you a grant. YouTube Black Voices. They low-key funded you for a year. Oh my God, you don't even know. And you got that? And Mr. Hallease was able to take a sabbatical because you got YouTube Black Voices? Girl, you became an Adobe creative resident from this channel. And Adobe paid you a salary for a whole year. And even as the other platforms grow, now more than ever, this one still is the one that kind of holds your heart. One thing I will say that's amazing about being on the internet, y'all are always really dope to meet. I have yet to have a bad interaction meeting someone who engages consistently or regularly with my content and like sees me out existing in the world. And it's been really amazing because that was really the whole reason why you were on the internet like this, was to find community, to find like-minded people, and to just vibe with people that are just good souls, you know? Like, you've met such beautiful souls. I mean, I hope that I'm still here at 40 and it's still amazing, you know? I don't know if that's, I don't know if that's in my control. Oh my goodness. Did you buy a house again? 2018 was a mess, wasn't it? Remember that? Remember 2018? Wasn't that a mess? Wow. No, just quickly, we have not bought another house. I'm open to it, I guess. But the housing market is like crazy terrible right now. So there's like literally nothing to afford. Rental, love it. Did you get back into music? No, I mean, I kind of did. I think a lot of people during the panorama rediscovered music in some form or fashion, and I am no exception. I definitely did, and I experimented with it a little bit, but you know, life gets in the way, and yeah, like the piano is there. Ask me when's the last time I've touched it. I did buy an OP3, and that has been fun to play around with though. This is crazy. This is helping me see and realize like how I am perceived by some when they're like, you're being very bossy and direct right now. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And now I watch myself and I'm like, first of all, respect your elders. Giving me too much neck. Hallease, it's too much neck. Did you get a tattoo? Been thinking about it for years. No, haven't gotten a tattoo. I haven't gotten a tattoo and I'm really okay with it. In fact, I've kind of given up on it. I think that's fine. I just don't have a great calling anymore for it. The window hasn't closed, but it's closed in my mind. Like, I feel like I've officially made a decision to not get one, so that when that door has closed officially. Just knowing how my body responds to like repeated trauma onto it, especially my skin. Like, I keloid really easily, things like that. So I also just think my body just like wouldn't respond well to a tattoo. Have you traveled more? Been some places, seen some things? Been around the world, nah, yeah. I hope you've left the country a couple times. Literally, yes. I think like literally every year after this video, you have left the country in some form or fashion. Let's do a recap. So went to London this year, went to Tulum, Mexico this year. Last year you went to Costa Rica. You also went to South Africa last year. For free, mind you. Went to Spain with your boo, with your man, went to Spain, and a couple of your friends popped over to Spain too and were like, what's good? You went to Puerto Rico, that's still technically in the United States, but you went. For whatever reason, you keep getting sent back to San Francisco over and over and over again. One thing about you, girl, you stay gone. You stay gone. And I love that for us. I would love it if we could move to London. I would love that for us. Do you know Spanish? Oh my gosh. ¿Hablas español? Sí, un poquito. Necesito practicar más, pero sí hablo español un poquito más que ti. Estaba tocando lecciones de español para pues 2, 3 años. Ahora estoy tocando una pausa, porque mi trabajo es muy ocupado en este momento. Pero cuando mi trabajo no es demasiado, sí, estaré continuar con español. Es difícil aprender un idioma, pero vale la pena, especialmente aquí en Atlanta, porque me parece que más gente en la ciudad hablar en español. Me parece. Cuando estoy caminando en el Beltline, sí, escucho más español. Y es interesante. Es muy interesante a mí. Have we actually figured out how to recycle, like truly? I think the Dutch have it on lock, like for real. Like I think they're really big on it and like actually do it. But girl, no, the recycling ain't actually for real here. Not like it should be. 35, girl, we old. It's not that old. 35 is not that old. Or am I just saying that because it's inevitable? Oh my gosh, what if I'm not around? Oh my God, what if I'm making this video and I don't actually hit 35? Oh my God. What a terribly morbid, funny thing to end the video on. You made it, girl. Never would have made it. I feel like with this last one, when I was 30, I remember just doing it off the cuff. I was like, I'm just finna sit down and just say things, you know? I want to actually think of some questions to ask my 40-year-old self. Just questions, just like real questions, you know? Some of them I think will be pretty obvious questions, but others, I just want to meditate on it. So that is coming forth hence eventually. But yeah, girl, you are a delight. It all comes flooding back. I knew why you were asking every single question. Barring the legs situation, I think you would see me. I really do feel like you would see me and you would think, wow, okay, I'm doing it, you know? Because you were already doing it then. Like I look at you in that video and I remember like where you were and what work was for you and like everything, and you were freaking doing it. Like, I'm so proud of you. I really am. It was such a joy to watch you and remember you and just see you again. You really did lay a lot of groundwork for who I am now. And it was groundwork that you were laying blind. You really didn't quite know, but you knew you wanted to make changes and you were just trying things. And in the act of trying, it took you to some really cool places. It actually really did. And so, yeah, it's so funny how even just making this video, I'm always thanking my past self a lot. You be talking with too much neck. At 30, you realized how you suck a little bit in a lot of ways, not only in your relationships, but just as a person in general, the things you realize like, oh, I need to work on that. I need to be better about that. Like, there's room for improvement here, you know? And you really took it in, sat with it, and like adjusted. And yeah. Anyway, I'm Hallease, endeavoring to persevere as always. Thank you for walking down memory lane with me. And shout out to my Patreon producers for supporting the work. There you get early access to these videos, exclusive content, merch, and so much more. Patreon.com/Hallease. Toodles!